Hey, what's going on, guys? We are back in the Obsessed Home Theater lab. If you've ever wanted to install some of these speaker terminals here, if you've looked online, you're just going to find a bunch of cheap, inexpensive ones. They don't look really nice. They're very kind of chintzy, for lack of better words, but that's what we installed. After we shared that in one of our previous videos, we had a friend of ours from Speaker Power that reached out and said, hey, I've got an idea. And Rigo said, I think I could design something that'd be really cool, a lot nicer than this. And I think it'd be a great fit for Obsessed Home Theater. Now, I don't know if we can actually sell these. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But I want to show you the comparison of what these are compared to what we ordered. So first off, I'm going to show you what these look like. These are incredible. So they're super thick aluminum, got a really nice binding post back here. And I'll show you how those install in just a little bit. Got a couple different flavors here. We've got 3 pair right here. Now this, basically we ended up installing the wrong gang box. So typically you'd probably want a double gang with 6 pair of speakers. But again, this is just something for here. But let's take a look at this right here. So this is what you typically would order. So this is made of plastic, super, like I said, just really flimsy. And the way that these work is on the back side, you just take this, unscrew, and so your speaker wire coming out of the wall is going to go into there. So that would be your positive speaker terminal right there. And then you do the same thing for your negative. And the way that these work, if you need to, you can actually pop these little pieces out. Just take your flathead, pinch down and pull back. And then you got to come down on the bottom, do the same thing, lift up. And then these just pop out like that. So we're going to slide that back in there. But as you can see, I mean, they're just made of total plastic. There's nothing to them. So we'll lay that there. So basically what this would look like on a wall is you would have all your positive terminals here. And you can take this one, got all your negative terminals there. But here's what I want to share with you. These are awesome, man. So Rigo did an amazing job with these. Now this is plastic, but this here is aluminum. So these are countersunk holes right here. And what I like about it is this is going to be really, really flush. When you take a look at the other ones in comparison, you can see it's just going to be a really, really clean look. So that's what I'm excited about. So before we install these in the room, we're actually going to do that in just a little bit. I went out and bought some 10 gauge to 12 gauge connectors. So this is going to, our bare wire is going to go in there. We crimp it. And then the other side of that is going to get connected to the rear of these right here. So you want to make sure that you get the right size gauge if you have these type of connectors. So let's jump over to the computer. I just want to show you what's out there. Not a whole lot. When you search on Amazon, Monoprice, this is what you're going to come up with. So this is this would allow you to connect 3 pair of speakers. You're going to spend about 15 bucks, 14 bucks for that wall plate. If we look at the ones that we ordered initially that are installed on the wall, so this is a 2-port, so that'd be 1 speaker. So you're going to pay about $13 just for that one. And then if you have a 3 set of speaker terminal or wall plate, you're going to spend roughly about 25 bucks, plus shipping and everything. So the difference in cost is pretty significant. You're probably looking about 50 bucks for this. But this is like, there's no comparison in the quality. So I guess it really just depends on what you're looking for your room. Again, not sure if we're going to sell these. This was mainly for us. We wanted something that looked nice, something that was premium, something that was quality, something that didn't exist on the market, at least that we could find. We couldn't find any nice ones. And so we're pumped about this. I think it's going to look great in the room. If you guys are interested in something like this, just let me know. Shoot me an email, youthman@obsessedhometheater.com. leave me a comment down below. If we were to offer these, we'd probably need to have like 100 of you guys want to order these. So if there's 4 of you out there, it probably isn't gonna happen, but enough of you say, hey Michael, you know, I don't need 20 of them, but maybe on my, you know, your front wall is hidden behind a acoustically transparent screen and a false wall, so you wouldn't really need them for there unless you wanted them. But maybe you've got some terminals on the walls that, you know, your bare wire is coming out the wall and it just kind of looks janky. So this might be a good fit, but just let me know. So we're gonna head over here, we'll get those uninstalled, and I'll show you how to install these right here. So we'll go ahead and remove these 2 screws here. Then we just take our screw terminals back here and untwist those and just pull the wire out just like that. And the way these get assembled has a little metal ring here. We just unscrew that all the way. So we just remove this metal ring right here. Take this, slide it through, and tighten it down on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those and restrip those because I don't want to go too far. I'm gonna use, so I'll strip back about 1/4 inch. Then we're gonna take these little connectors here. We'll take our wire, just twist them. That way all the strands are together. And then we're just gonna take this, slide it right into the bottom, maybe hard to see. Make sure that goes all the way in there. And then we're going to crimp, basically pinch right here with the tip of the wire crimps. Take our other one, slide it in right there, do the same thing. I end up getting a bigger set of crimpers because it's just got a lot more leverage, and it's even got a spot for 10 gauge and 12 gauge to really crimp these down. Definitely don't want those coming apart. So then the next thing we do, just match up our red to red, and that just snaps right on like that. Black to black. Just make sure it's nice and snug. And then we'll just slide this in here, and we've got some little hex screws. Just line that up, get it started with my hand, and we'll just take our little hex wrench and tighten them down. Just tighten that one down. Man, that looks super clean. Love it. Now on some of our walls, you can see in here, that's an exterior wall, so it's not very deep. So one thing that we've got to do is trim some of this jacket off. And so you can see at the tip of it, it's just plastic at the end. So we're going to trim this down, show them right there, Manny.
Yep, so this is the original one here, and this is what I already trimmed down.
Yeah.
Just so you have enough clearance, so when the wire butts up against the wall, it's not going to extremely pinch the wire, so this will give it enough slack to make that 90-degree turn.
And so here's what it looks like in the final product. Now, one thing we do want to do is have this counter sunk a little bit further. You can see the screw kind of protrudes a little bit. But other than that, man, these things look beautiful. So I've got the last set of wall plates installed up on the front wall. So you can see right now we only have 2 sets of speakers. We've got a JTR Noesis 212 RTs and the Perlisten S7Ts. And then we've got our XLR cable right there going to our subwoofer. Anyway, this has been fun. I really, really like the way these turned out. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are on these. How do they look? I like the fact that they're pretty flush right here. They don't stick out from the wall. But let me know if you like them. If enough people like them and they want to order them, we'll reach out to Speaker Power and see what kind of pricing we can get on them. But like I said, I think we'll have to order a minimum of 100. So hope you guys have an incredible week. God bless. Catch you in the next one.